Ah, yes, the Christmas message from Donald Trump, an annual tradition where festive cheer and goodwill are nowhere to be found. This year's message manages to blend international diplomatic incompetence with revisionist history, bizarre insults, and campaign rhetoric when there is no campaign in what I can really only describe as a stream of consciousness fever dream. Take a look at Donald Trump's Christmas message. Quote, "Merry Christmas to all, including to the wonderful soldiers of China who are lovingly but illegally operating the Panama Canal, where we lost 38,000 people in its building 110 years ago, always making certain that the United States puts billions of dollars in repair money, but will have absolutely nothing to say about anything. Also, to Governor Justin Trudeau of Canada, whose citizens' taxes are far too high, but if Canada was to become our 51st state, their taxes would be cut by more than 60%, their businesses would immediately double in size, and they would be militarily protected like no other country anywhere in the world. Likewise, to the people of Greenland, which is needed by the United States for national security purposes and who wants the US to be there, and we will." Now, this is part one. This is all classic Trump, a mix of fact, fiction, and confusion. The idea that soldiers from China are running the Panama Canal is totally false. The canal is operated by the Panama Canal Authority. It's a Panamanian government agency. The kernel of truth is that there are Chinese companies that have investments in Panama, in the same way that there are Chinese companies that have investments in the United States. That is not Chinese soldiers running the canal. Now, Trump references now 38,000 deaths that took place in the construction of the canal. It's completely irrelevant and inaccurate. It appears as though the number is 25,000 people. 25,000 people really did die around the construction of the Panama Canal, not 38,000. They mostly died from disease that at that point in time, humans had not figured out how to deal with. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with anything about the building or the building quality or any of it. And of course, the cherry on top is the US pays billions but gets nothing. This is Trump's go-to. America is paying and we're not getting what we deserve. We are being exploited globally. And then, of course, Trump's obsession with Greenland comes up again, the sequel to his previous proposal to buy it. And it's neither here nor there. Now, here's part two of Trump's Christmas message. Page 2. "Merry Christmas to the radical left lunatics who are constantly trying to obstruct our court system and our elections, and are always going after the great citizens and patriots of the United States, but in particular, their political opponent, me. They know that their only chance of survival is getting pardons from a man who has absolutely no idea what he is doing. Also, to the 37 most violent criminals who killed, raped, and plundered like virtually no one before them, but were just given incredibly a pardon by sleepy Joe Biden. I refuse to wish Merry Christmas to those lucky souls, but instead will say go to hell. We had the greatest election in the history of our country. A bright light is now shining over the USA, and in 26 days, we will make America great again. Merry Christmas." Now, of course, you all know, if you watched the show earlier this week, Biden didn't pardon violent criminals on death row. He commuted their sentences to life without the possibility of parole. This is because Joe Biden, as am I, is fundamentally opposed to the death penalty at a structural, conceptual level. He didn't pardon those people. He commuted their death sentences. Trump's Christmas message, as always, not about Christmas. It's about Trump. It's an unfiltered stream of grievance politics, revisionist history, and propaganda wrapped up as a Merry Christmas. This is what we can expect for 4 years to come. This holiday season, let's remember how powerful it is to have someone in your corner. Have you ever taken a big step as an adult, going back to school, changing careers? Think back to who encouraged you along the way. That's what the 431 Exchange is for so many adult learners. Our sponsor, the 431 Exchange, is a nonprofit that provides scholarships to adults 18 to 75 who are working to transform their lives and support families. The 431 Exchange fills a vital need in Louisiana, which ranks 40th in K through 12 education. We've talked about that, and that means opportunities are limited from an early age. One scholar studying agricultural engineering says, over the past 4 years, I've felt so much love from you all. Words can't express my gratitude. Another scholar at an Ivy League school calls this the most impactful scholarship he's ever received. Inspired by 431 women who integrated secretarial offices in the 1960s, the 431 Exchange allocates 80 cents of every dollar directly to scholarships. They're a 501c3, so donations are tax deductible. Help the David Pakman Show reach our goal of $15,000 in donations by year end at 431exchange.org/Pakman. A generous donor will match all donations up to $15,000 so you can double your impact, maybe even give a donation in someone else's name as a holiday gift. The link is in the description.